Utah, July is the month for fireworks, but a different kind of fireworks can creep into our relationship. It starts with some emotional outburst, and the emotional fireworks show follows.
Instead of letting our emotions control us, Studio 5 relationship coach Matt Townsend wants to help us get real with our emotions. So these emotional outbursts, if we want to call them that, short of calling them a tantrum,
explosions,
will advance to an emotional outburst. Are they bad all the time?
No, they're normal. They're natural. The problem with a lot of our emotions is they're not even about today. Okay, here's an example. What if, as a child, I learned that if I didn't get what I want, throw a tantrum? And then my brain made a little memory of that, a little script. It's called a behavior script, okay, or BS for short. And you take this script, and the script says whenever you don't get what you want, get mad, your energy will go up, your adrenaline goes up, your serotonin and stress levels do all these things and act out. Well, once we've done that a lot, our brain will make that same pattern every time. So sometimes we're blowing up and we don't even know why. Sometimes, and by the way, it's just a blast from the past. So one of the things we want to do with these explosions is don't take them for real. Like, don't believe, we want you to get real, but don't believe that what they're saying is really the issue. A lot of these are just emotions that we're feeling. For example, have you ever been mad and you don't even know why, but you're just in a funk? And you're not sure why you're in a funk.
I call that blah.
You're in blah.
I'm blah.
Yeah, like blah, air quote.
Yeah.
So you're in blah, but then all of a sudden, have you noticed that within a couple hours, you actually have a reason for blah? And you've attached the blah, the feeling, to somebody or to a story. Oh, now I've got to do this, and then all of a sudden there's the story. So a lot of times the emotions come first and the stories follow. So we want you to start to get real. Recognize your emotions. It's a 4-step process. By the way, I've taught this now for literally 10 years. This is a core part of learning to deal with conflict. We have to learn to recognize our emotion. Or if I'm in an argument with you, I need to recognize your emotion. Don't react to it. What we tend to do is we react to someone's emotion. When you're mad, I get mad. I don't even know why. When you're anxious, I feel anxious. When you're frustrated, I get frustrated. So instead of reacting to the emotion, start to recognize what you're feeling.
But it's more than just
Notice the blah.
It's more than just saying I'm blah or I'm ticked off, because you can do that easily, but there's kind of a deeper level to recognizing it, right?
We'll start to notice what this is about. I'm feeling this. Or notice that I tend to feel blah anytime I come home to a messy home, or anytime I come home to a certain situation. The emotion will start to lead you to other things that are going on. So we recognize the emotions, the first step, then explore the story behind it. What is going on behind all of this emotion? What am I feeling? If I'm feeling stressed, we just sent a son on a mission, we've had a wedding, we've had an eagle thing, we've done all this scouting.
That's way more than blah.
I am flipping out. And then someone calls and says, can we have you do one more thing? Now, my explosion about that one more thing is not about that one thing. It's about my whole story. We haven't had a break. We've been tired. We're losing people in our family. There's pain. So that emotion and that story kind of go together. Behind anyone's emotion that you're fighting with, there's a story behind it. So instead of reacting to it, notice that you seem frustrated. Tell me what's going on, Darren, and then Darren will tell his story behind the emotion. Underneath the story, we're going to attend to what I call the real issue. Underneath the story, there's a starved issue, and you've heard me mention starved on the show a lot. Starved stuff is the stuff that is the root problem. Most of the time when we're frustrated, we feel unsafe. We feel like we're not trusting something. We don't feel appreciated. We don't feel respected. We don't feel validated, encouraged, and we don't feel someone's dedication. So when we're really feeling the blahs, there's a safety or a trust or an appreciation or respect issue. So think about what's going on in the story and look to the real pain. Is there some fear here? We've had children and friends that didn't want to go to school. They were so scared about going to school. I don't want to go to school. They throw a fight every morning about going to school. That recognize the emotion. Explore the story. Tell me about school. What is it? The people are stupid. The teachers don't get me. They'll tell you the story. Inside that story, you'll hear where the child's starving. There's a starved issue. They probably feel unappreciated. They feel discouraged. They might feel unsafe.
And do you find there's always something bigger? Because I kind of throw blah out, you know, just it's casual, it's whatever, I'm feeling blah. Can you ever just feel blah, or is there usually always something underneath it?
No, there's sometimes blah could be physiological, you're tired. Sometimes blah could be emotional because you haven't had a chance to talk to your partner forever. Sometimes it could be mental, sometimes it could be social, your friends aren't calling.
You think
there's something, by the way, there's something triggering it. The reality is most of us don't know what that trigger really is. And by the way, honestly, most of the time we'll never get to the real issue, because sometimes it's just a blah feeling that we've always used to cope with life, and we've used it for the last 30 years. So part of it's not the key to really fully understand the why. Some things you'll never understand the why for, but we do know we shouldn't blow up. So we recognize the emotion, explore it, attend to the starve stuff, and then lift the conversation in another way. Lift the situation. Once you notice you're in blah, maybe just accept it and say, I'm in blah and I'm going to change. I don't want to be in blah. What makes me feel good? Ice cream. I'm going to eat ice cream. No, then you'll gain thousands of pounds. Don't do that. But when you start to notice it, do something that does make you feel good. Maybe go for a walk instead. Maybe turn on a funny sitcom or whatever that you love. Find a way to change the mood for yourself. Or if I'm sitting with someone and they're telling me they don't feel respected, lift the conversation by being respectful. And maybe and say, I love you, I care about you, you're a wonderful person. I know you don't want to talk to me right now, but I'm here when you want to talk about it.
Does that encourage those emotional fireworks? If they're having emotional fireworks and you say, tell me more, and you're encouraging
Actually, what you're going to do is you're going to give them a chance to vent the emotion, and when they vent the emotion out in their story, you're going to lower their emotion. You're also going to increase your understanding. So when they talk and their emotions lowered and your understanding goes up, and then you honor it, like, watch this. I get my wife telling me about how stressed she is about life, and I get her talking, she's talking, and I'm like, oh my word, you're stressed? You're stressed. Give me a break. You don't know. So the minute I don't honor that and lift it, if I just go with my emotion and my story, I will end up disrespecting her. I will end up starving her, and now you'll see her emotions will go right back up.
Let's talk extreme cases, because I know you have a lot of different clients come through your door for relationship coaching. Extreme case, someone really can't control their emotions. They're blowing up all the time. How long does this take? How much practice do you need before this starts to become their actual behavior?
An extreme case would usually mean they've gone to court and they're court ordered to go get anger management counseling.
Okay, well, maybe not that
But in anger management, they're going to actually learn cognitively that you might have a physiological reason why you blow up, or you have to cognitively start to manage your thinking better.
But I guess my question is, once you're practicing that and you're trying to implement these 4 things, how long before you really start to see that stick and you start to really turn a corner?
No, you know what? Honestly, with our clients, when we're having couples that fight, immediately. As soon as you know and recognize the need to get real, which is recognize, explore, attend, and lift. As soon as you do one of those, you'll see the conversation go differently than the typical fight. Most fights aren't real, they're just reactive. We think they're real because there's such intensity, but don't ever think just because it's intense that it's real. This fight is usually never about what you're fighting about. You're usually fighting about what we call the smoke, the stupid stuff. The real issue is the fire, the starved stuff, the deeper, quiet, hidden fears, insecurities. So as soon as you just do one of them, think of it. Just start recognizing someone's emotion instead of reacting to it, and have them tell you more about it. Just that will dissipate it. Explore stories. Attend to where people are hurting. So it's not immediate. I mean, it's not fast, but the principle itself works as soon as you'll do it.
Nice.
The behavioral scripts can be changed, rewriting your own script there. By the way, speaking of your big stuff coming up tomorrow, the big Teen Esteem
Tomorrow is a big day. So if you have a child who has a little self-esteem issue, or who needs to know how to talk to you a little bit more effectively, or who just wants to know what their strengths are, we have a class tomorrow. It's 9 a.m. to noon tomorrow. It's called Building Your Teen Esteem, ages 14 to 19. $25 per teen, $20 if you bring 2 or more. Just go to matttownsend.com. Honestly, right now I think we have about 130 kids going. It's just school for kids to learn how to grow. We're going to build, they're going to leave with self-esteem, and then they'll come home and do the dishes.
I think it's a genius idea, both of those.
It's going to work.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, kids.
All right.